the name ring. I say, yo, don't sweat the technique, shorty rock. I do the same thing.
Yeah, motherfuckers better know. Lock your windows, close your doors, Biggie Smalls, yeah. My man Imp left a tech and a 9 at my crib. Turned himself in, he had to do a bid. A 1 to 3, he be home the end of 93. I'm ready to get this paper, G. You with me? Motherfucking right. My pockets looking kinda tight. And I'm stressed. Yo, Biggie, let me get the vest. No need for that. Just grab the fucking gat. The first pocket that's fat. The tech is to his back. Word is born, I'ma smoke him. Yo, don't fake no moves. What? Treat it like boxing. Stick and move. Stick and move. You ain't got to explain shit. I've been robbing motherfuckers since the slave shit. With the same clip and the same 4-5. 2-point blank, a motherfucker sure to die. That's my word. Nigga even try to bogart. Have his mother singing It's So Hard. Yes, love your fucking attitude. Because the nigga play pussy, that's the nigga that's getting screwed and bruised up. From the pistol whipping, webs on the neck from the necklace stripping. Then I'm dipping up the block and I'm robbing bitches too. Up the herringbones and bamboos. I wouldn't give a fuck if you're pregnant. Give me the baby rings and the #1 mom pendant. I'm slamming niggas like Shaquille. Shit is real. When it's time to eat a meal, I rob and steal. Cause Mom Duke ain't giving me shit. So for the bread and butter, I leave niggas in the gutter. Word to mother, I'm dangerous. Crazier than a bag of fucking angel dust. When I bust my gap, motherfuckers take dirt naps. I'm all that and a dime sack. Where the paper at? Give me the loot, give me the loot. 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 Big up, it's a stick up, and I'm shooting niggas quick if you hiccup. Don't let me throw my clip up in your back and headpiece, the opposite of peace. Sending Mom Duke a reef. You're talking to the robbery expert. Step into your wake with your blood or my shirt. Don't be a jerk and get smoked over being resistant. Cause when I lick shots, the shits is persistent. Goodness gracious, the papers. Where the cash at? Where the stash at? Nigga, pass that before you get your grave dug from the main thug. 357 slug, and my nigga Biggie got an itchy 1 grip. 1 in the chamber, 32 in the clip. Motherfuckers better strip. Yeah, nigga, peel before you find out how blue steel feel. From the Beretta, putting all the holes in your sweater. The money getter, motherfuckers know the better. Rolex watches and colorful swatches. I'm digging in pockets, motherfuckers can't stop it. Man, niggas come through, I'm taking high school rings too. Bitches get strangled for their earrings and bangles. And when I rock her and drop her, I'm taking her donuts. And if she's resistant, baka, baka, baka. So go get your man, bitch, he can get robbed too. Tell him Biggie took it, what the fuck he gonna do? I hope apologetic, or I'ma have to set it. And if I said it, the cocksucker won't forget it. Hey bitch, give me your money, bitch. Give me the loot, give me the loot. 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 Give me the loot, give me the loot.
Yo, welcome Carter's Corner Pocket, where we feel the rocket. Today, talking GameStop. Off the bat, yo, Benjamin, what's up? Pushing, what's up? Yo, welcome. GameStop, you know it is $9 billion in cash. Absolutely ridiculous. More offerings, right? Zero interest, convertible bond notes. How about 1.7 billion? How about 2.7 billion? You know what that sounds like to me? One extra $1 billion. It's like, okay, I'm standing in line, right? There's a whole rack of Pokemon cards in the back, and the dude's like, okay, I got some Pokemon. You want some? I was like, okay, yeah, let me get a box. And he's like, we got more in the back. And he's like, all right, yo, let me get another one. You know, that's how that's what the convertible note offering is. Like, all right, cool, we got 1.7 billion for you. It's like, you want some more? It's like, all right, yeah, let me get it. Another $1 billion. They want their hands on these shares, institutional buyers. So now it's up to Ryan Cohen. What are you going to do with this money? We have $9 billion in cash. new beginnings, endless possibilities. We're just a company that has so many things in our future, so many opportunities ahead. The world is your oyster, right? While other companies are struggling, trying to maintain their debt, trying to just make payments, restructure their debt, such as AMC. Polar opposite. Many companies are worried about supply chain issues. We, GameStop, are not. As you heard Ryan Cohen, I'm going to play it here. At the annual shareholder meeting. So much has happened since I've gone live. We've had the annual shareholder meeting, Q1 earnings, this offering, convertible note offering. So much stuff has happened. And then I was going to go live yesterday, and then it's like it dropped. It was like 2.7 something. I'm like, okay, let me think about it. Let me read it. I want to see what's going on. So now, yeah. So I've read it. And so right now, what are we doing? What am I doing? I have no organization for this show. It's nothing really serious. I mean, I guess it's serious, right? What's up? John T. Singh is, what's up? Buybacks would crush shorts. Because I can. What's going down? Buybacks, yeah, we'll raise up the price. I mean, honestly, we're at record highs for buybacks in tech companies this year. I think it was like $1 trillion in buybacks this year alone. But other than that, like I'm cool with. The thing is, I'm cool with. I've been listening. By the way, it's really hard to find coverage on GameStop. Searching YouTube, GameStop news, GME news, whatever it may be, there's very minimal coverage on it. And think about a company raising, I was going to say $3 billion in 3 months, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now it's $4 billion in 3 months. So GameStop, now we're 100% for our cash position that we have. We have sold bonds and whatever it may be, equal collateral, secured bonds, secured convertible notes, secured debt. We're 1 for 1. We can pay it all off with straight cash. We're not leveraged at all. So yeah, so we have till 2030 to pay it back, 2032. Isn't there an optional conversion in 2028 up to GameStop? I'm not exactly sure to look at it, but I know the expiry date, the maturity dates of the bonds, 2030 for the initial one, 2032 for the second one. These are all just dates and prices setting floors to me. Right now, very undervalued compared to the conversion price. But yeah, so right now, what do we have overall going down? Like, I'm excited to talk about GameStop, but let me just talk about the markets real quick. Global market sell-off, as Israel attacks Iran's nuclear sites. Global market decline. You can see the Russell 2000 down 1.93%, while GameStop is still up 0.16% at 2218. What do I see happening with GameStop? You can see the SPY is down 1.24%. Nvidia is down. Everything is practically down. Bitcoin's at 105. Okay, I really don't care to talk about the market today because there's so much going on with GameStop. The dollar's at its weakest in 3 years prior to the attack. I don't know what it is now. But, okay, so let me just talk TA technical real quick for the fun of it. Because I was chatting with Jay yesterday in Marant's Rancid Discord, so you know that stay up to date. If you're a long-term investor, I suggest you join that Discord. So I was messaging Jay yesterday. I was like, yo, look at this demand zone I drew over here, and I drew it along Roaring Kitty's demand zone that he drew on he got it from the weekly chart. Okay, it was this initial bar on the run-up, the open and close of this bar. I did the same thing with the May 2024 run-up, open and close of this bar, and look at this chart, looks like a mess. I was like, yo, we're entering the demand zone, we're hitting the demand zone now. I told him top of it's 2155, and I said, max I see it going down is 2050, but it's up after that. And then look, he's like 2154, my brother. Like on point, the demand zone hits. It could have gone down lower. Like, so that's all I want to say. Shout out, pat yourself on the back, because the whole world is gonna attack you out there, and like that's how I look at being a parent. Like if I'm not there to support my children, the world is gonna go after their throats. It's a tough world, but yeah. So I always try to support people, my children, but I'm supporting myself now. So yeah, regardless, this is the way it's playing out. This is the prior convertible bond note offering, zero coupon bond. And this is the current one. And as you can see, let me delete these. RIP to these. little things I drew. But anyways, as you can see, yeah, we touched over here, right on the top of this demand zone. I said it was 21.55. We got right over there, bounced right off of it. This is why the stock price doesn't matter at all. It's just the company's direction, where the company's heading, the fundamentals, how much cash, and the strategy. Ryan Cohen can just stay quiet for me, not say a word ever again. He doesn't have to say a word ever again. Now that we have $9 billion in cash, absolutely nuts, wild to even say it. I'm getting more excited on the stream as I'm just hearing it and saying it out loud, because you remember when we were at $1 billion, pumping GME, pumping GameStop, saying $1 billion in cash, no debt. Then it was $2 billion in cash, no debt. $4 billion in cash, no debt. Right? Then it was $6 billion. Then, like in an instant, blink of an eye, $9 billion. He's raised $4 billion in 3 months. I would love to see anyone go out there into this world, this environment, and get $4 billion. And it's not even the $4 billion. It was supposed to be $3 billion, right? And then they upped it. They're like, can I get some more of that crack? The crack that you call GameStop shares? Yeah, so who cares about what goes on in this market? Who cares about what goes on with the stock price currently? I'm absolutely bullish. I'm going to show my buys yesterday. I think it was like 6,000 something. Just because I knew, like, I never do the thing about, like, I'm all about buying a share, buying a little at a time. And as you can see, this is just a snapshot of my most recent buys. June 9, 10 shares. June 10th, 5 shares. I still thought it was grossly undervalued, right? $29.50, $28.88. You can see over here, 100 shares at $22.95. It's just ridiculous. I knew the same cycle was going to happen, so I dropped a ton of money. Well, to me it's a ton. To other people, I see people on Reddit dropping a bunch of buys. I see people like on Moran's Rancer's Discord, constantly buying. We buy 1 share a day, 5 shares, 2 shares, but now I've bought a share for every single trading day so far, so I'm good. Everything else was extra, is just gravy. It's just extra on top, So yeah, so here you go, 100 shares, 25 shares, 50, 25, 25, and look at the cost basis, $22.95, $21.71, and why was I like, what was it that like this day I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna go in, dump a whole bunch of money today. It's the fact that I saw what was happening with the previous convertible bond opening. Hello? All right, give me 1 second. Oh, my child. Hold on 1 second. Let me play some music. One moment. All right, cool. So, yeah. So, why did I want to, Sergio? What's up? Thank you for stopping by. That's cool with me, man. Whatever. Don't waste your time, cause whatever, man. What's the message? GameStop, ton of money. But yeah, why did I go in? Why did I dump a bunch of money? I just saw the pattern repeating itself. I knew we were at a low. Ryan Cohen is the reason, honestly, because of his most recent buy. When was his most recent buy? 21 and some change. And when we got there, and I saw the stock just like sitting at the bottom, and I knew the demand zone. We hit the demand zone that I was showing earlier that I sent to Jay. Guess Open Insider isn't working right now. Oh, there it goes. Okay, Ryan Cohen bought at 21.55. Look at, oh, damn. See, the stock stopped right over there. Ryan Cohen bought at the top of that demand zone. I bought at the top of that demand zone. Man, boy, am I happy. Am I proud to put that up there. My children will be thanking me later. Yeah, so look, 21.55, 25 shares. 21.54, 21.54. I was just like, man, I got to keep going in. Keep going in. I was supposed to be done at the 100. Then I was like 21.71, 21.61. And over here, I just knew it was all over, so I just kept buying. I think I added like 250 shares. It's a decent amount, good amount. Cost average down. I think I'm around like $23 right now for my cost average. So that's straight. You know, I brought it down yesterday. Proud of that. Like Warren Buffett said. So as you can see, this is just repeating over this pattern right over here. The drop, it's coming up, coming back down. I guess there will be a gap down on Monday maybe. Oh, I don't know. But I imagine this playing out in a similar fashion. So what else do I see? Okay, so I measured it. It looked, I basically measured this. I was checking like length of time from this bottom over here. It's about 220 to 230 bars, and about a 30% recovery. By the time, I was just looking kind of like when it made its recovery. Okay, let's see, 220 bars over here, 32% recovery, right? 32%, 225 bars. And I'm going to do the same thing over here, just to get an approximation, because I imagine the same thing will be playing out. 220, 25-ish bars, about 35%. So I see us by June. Oh shoot, I got it off the thing. All right, cool. By June, 220 bars. I'd say about 32%. Cool. So by June, we'll be seeing the. Am I saying June? July, mid-July. I see us back up at the $28, $29 level by mid-July. That's where I see us going. If we're repeating the same pattern, same percentages, same time frame, the move up may be a little bit more violent because, as you can see, we'll probably be over that. But if you want to repeat the last cycle of what happened to GameStop with the first initial convertible bond offering, the senior convertible note. Yeah, I see us recovering all back by mid-July, so 1 month from now, basically. Yeah, so I saw us hit this demand zone. I was like, man, and the stock price is just sitting there. I'm gonna eat it up. I'm gonna eat it up, beat it up, make it nasty, yo. What's up, Ricky B. Loco? What's going down? So yeah, so I added like 250 shares yesterday. I saw everybody else adding shares. That's cool. I'm glad, happy for your families. Whatever it may be. I see the same cycle repeating over here. We're just about here. Maybe we'll gap down on Monday, come back down, and do the whole damn thing. But you can see the gap down is more aggressive. The distance, let's see. Let's see the move downwards. That is a 29%, about a 29% move downwards. And this move downwards from here looks to be about same 29%. Okay, but this gap is larger. So who knows? Maybe we'll gap up harder. No Tony De Niro. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I see us recovering within 1 month of this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna bounce again, and then just slowly recover upwards over time. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's just see what's going on. What are my notes? My notes are right here. It's just I'll show you it. I have it broken down. 3 different things: shareholders call, cost of goods sold. I was looking at the offering. You can see over here, 1.75 billion convertible senior notes, raising billions twice. I was saying just 3 billion in 3 months, but yeah, make that 4 billion. So what was I gonna play? Oh yeah, this fool. Here, I'm gonna just get into it.
has been declining since 2013, since the console makers really put giant hard drives into their consoles, one terabyte type hard drives. And so people download games, and we have a whole generation of gamers who just don't care about physical. The digital download is the same exact file, costs the same. So the only advantage to buying physical is you can trade it in at GameStop. That business is dropping about 3% a year. And in the meantime, GameStop has had to cut stores, shrink their store count in order just to stay afloat. But they're not profitable. Shrink their store count in order just to stay afloat.
Shrink the store count in order to stay afloat, but he was recommending to shrink the store count in another video.
But they're not profitable. Ryan Cohen came in and said he was going to make them profitable and has not yet done so. And so the last time Roaring Kitty reared his very handsome head, he had a good thesis that Ryan Cohen might turn the company around and they would squeeze the shorts. That's dead. We're 3 years later. There is no strategy. There has been no execution. There's no senior management left at the company. It's a terrible company in a declining business with no strategy and no solution, but they have a lot of cash.
Wow, Michael Packer. And then he quickly changes his tune.
Over. That gives GameStop about 7 or 8 years of runway to continue to grow earnings. They're the only place you can go to trade in games, and they dominate the used game market. About 60% of their in-store transactions involve trading credits. So I think that they're here to stay. I think people who value trade-ins are going to keep buying physical media. Maybe Ryan Cohen is going to, turn the trade-in business into trade-ins for cannabis or something, and accelerate earnings growth. I don't know what he plans. He actually tweeted yesterday a picture from Ted, a GIF.
You see how he always tries to attack, like always, always, always. But he's right. We're dominant in the trade-in market. And guess what else we're dominant in the trade-in market? Pokemon. And do you know why we're so good? Do you know why Ryan Cohen has made us profitable in Q1 for the first time? It's because of these high-margin products. It's because of the high-margin revenue streams. I'll repeat it endlessly, but we don't have supply chain shocks in the same manner that other companies do because our product is already within the U.S. It's trade-ins, it's being recycled, it's used product already. It's grading product that's already here. We don't have to we do have supply chain issues. Yeah, trust me, high quality collectibles, but the margins are so high on that we can bear the brunt of it. But unlike other companies that are having to think their cost basis, and you can thank Ryan Cohen for that. He mentions it all the time. He'll mention it in this video too.
You look at, they went out of business, and you look at what Amazon's doing. Why are you doing well in the market? What's happening here?
Yeah, well, I think the world has changed.
Before I play this video, it's just all the changes that Ryan Cohen has made to the business, but he hasn't said a word. He's all about staying quiet, doing hard work, letting the results speak for themselves. There's different type of leaders. There are leaders that talk, run their mouth nonstop, always got something to say, and then there's quiet leaders that lead by example. Ryan Cohen is the one that leads by example. He's not a loudmouth. He's not a gimmicky salesman like Adam Aaron and a pedophile. Can never let that slide, right? He's just all about his business, all about his work, and letting the results show. And you can see Q1 profitable for the first time since 2019. Amazing.
A lot from the
I'm playing this really just to hear him talk. People love to go around saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. He has no clue what he's doing. He's crazy. Great. GameStop's grasping at straws, trying to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just a small part of it. Think of GameStop as like Berkshire Hathaway, invested in many acquisitions of many small controlling stakes, many different investments in many different companies, many different things. Smart choices that we're going to make with our money. Every time GameStop gets money, what are they doing with their cash? They should do this. They should buy Bitcoin. It's just endless. But just listen to Ryan Cohen talk for 1 minute, and he knows exactly what
days of Pets.com till today. And so, the market back then was underpenetrated. People weren't shopping online. Today, e-commerce is a way of life. People were scared just to put their credit card information online. Then also you have the humanization of pets, and people have, moved up market. And so ASPs and the margin structure has moved up. And then you just have the shipping density, where shipping as a percent of revenue is a lot less today than it was in the past. And so we've really built a business where this is a category that focus is incredibly important. And so, you know, we do all that flywheel of fast shipping, price, being competitive. That's all, you know, basically table stakes in e-commerce. But then when it comes to being the category experts, right, you want to know what's the best weight loss foods, grain-free foods, you call us. We know the product better than anyone else. We're the best in the business.
You know,
same as GameStop, category experts for games, nationwide, PSA chain, trading card chain, TCG Pokemon chain. I actually no lies. Like I went to I got to GameStop at 11:11 today. 11 minutes late. You know, every single Friday they have Pokemon drops. I was trying to get some for my kids. I was short, but I just stood in the line. Honestly, it's a Friday. It's light on work. I went to acupuncture today. That joint hurt. Not the needle part, but the massage like afterwards. Dude, like, I don't even know what he does, but it's crazy. Like, it's this old, I've said it before. Old Asian dude comes in. I'm sure he just smoked a cigarette. And, like, he's, like, manipulating. He's, like, boom, boom, like, pushing my back, lifting my arm, like, squeezing, like, blood, like, down to my thumb, pricking it, and, like, draining blood out of my thumbs, my toes and stuff. It's, like, crazy. But, yeah. He's like, your back hurts? Okay. Twist my ankle. You know, it's like, okay. These people, like, know how the body's interconnected. But, yeah, man. Crazy to me. I went to GameStop, category experts. They know everything about games. Everything about games. They're fans of games. They're fans of Pokemon trading cards. I was in there. The guy was talking to my son. He was telling me about Friday today. So I went in today, and I was sure I was like 5 people too late. I didn't get anything. It's cool. I wasn't pressed for it. I was just trying to get some Pokemon for my kids. But there's constantly lines outside of GameStop. Whether it be for Pokemon drops, Nintendo Switch drops, whatever it may be. Next will be the Xbox drop. Then it'll be the PlayStation drop. I personally, it'd be cool if Sony had like a handheld like that. I know they had something. I don't know if it was too successful, but I'll probably buy that if they come out with it. They probably will now that Xbox is coming out with it. But we have all of that to look forward to. We've got the big boy console cycles, the Xbox coming up, PlayStation. I think that's around like 2028. Maybe Xbox a little earlier, 2027. But I think PlayStation's around 2028. So we have all of that to look forward to while we're transitioning to the high-margin Pokemon cards. And if you go look at the Pokemon cards, I know we've been at like 6,000 for a while. I've been tracking the Pokemon cards since its inception. So if we take a look, let me take a look at my notes real quick. I stopped tracking it, but because we were just doing so well. I just wanted to see, like, this is something new. Look, May 15th, we had 3,500. It went all the way down in July of last year to 3,000. We hit 2,000, went back up to 5,000, back down to 3,000, and now we're back to like 6,000. It's constantly fluctuating by hundreds, if not thousands, over a period of a month. You know, fluctuates by hundreds over a day or two, and then thousands over a month. So it's crazy to me, very successful. It's clear to me, you can see that that's high margin products that we're really going after. Easy to integrate into the business. We have the trade-in model. You heard Ryan Cohen. So we might as well just get to it. I keep talking. This punk over here, Michael Pachter, switching up everything. But yeah, the trade-in model. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing.
When you started this, though, come on, you had to have the skeptics lined up around the door and not so many investors thinking, Ryan, you got to be kidding me. This isn't going to work.
We didn't have any investors. I mean, I went to Silicon Valley. It took me over 2 years to finance the business. Over 100 investors passed. Lots of no's. You know, the demise of Pets.com, going head-to-head against Amazon in vertically integrated e-commerce. But we kept on scaling the business. It was just heads down, blocking, tackling, focusing on amazing execution. And I think everyone underestimated how well we would execute and how big of a business we could build.
You're still going.
So yeah, heads down, blocking, tackling, defense, everything. When I was at GameStop yesterday, I went and got a Jaden Daniels Silver Prism card graded yesterday. I submitted it for grading. I have a Caitlin Clark one that if it comes back PSA 10, that may be like $3,000. So we'll see how that turns out. The Jaden Daniels PSA 10 is about $1,200, $1,300. But I heard them. They were on a conference call in a meeting, and the dude had it on speaker. he was telling me about like, by the way, the guy was like talking about Magic cards, Magic the Gathering cards, and everything. Like I said, GameStop has knowledgeable employees that you can have a discussion with about the product that you're buying. It's the only place. You think you're going to get that at Best Buy? You're not getting that at Walmart. You're not getting that at Target. You're not getting that anywhere else. The nationwide thing is the biggest thing. We have Ryan Cohen's all about e-commerce, but we do have a physical footprint, so he's utilizing it very well. With PSA, do we acquire PSA? I don't know. That's not for me to say. My outlook is just to sit back and watch the moves that Ryan Cohen makes. I'm not in it to rush anything. And I'm not going to tell Ryan Cohen what to do with the money. You know why? Because he buys the stock. He doesn't get paid. That's one thing the media always forgets to mention in all of these interviews. By the way, go to YouTube, search GameStop stock. Go search GameStop news. It's very hard to find anything. They don't cover it. They barely cover it. There's barely any videos. There's so much action going on. We raised $4 billion in 3 months, and there's barely any videos on it. Media does not want to cover it at all. It's crazy. But yeah, so here it is. I mean, I just highlighted the key thing. Upsized private offering of $2.25 billion. What is it? $450 million is optional, coming to a total of $2.68 billion. That will leave us at $9.066 billion total cash after it's all done. And then the main point that I wanted to make out of this is right here. GameStop intends to use the net proceeds from the offering for general corporate purposes, including making investments in a manner consistent with GameStop's investment policy, potential acquisitions, purposefully leaving out Bitcoin, which was included in the last announcement. Do I have it over here? Doesn't matter. But Bitcoin was specifically stated. The reason for raising the $1.5 billion and we only have $500 million in Bitcoin. That's Ryan Cohen's MO. To me, he's conservative with how he moves. He has all the responsibilities of all the shareholders on his back, and that's the thing. He's constantly thinking of his shareholders. Adam Aaron, he's thinking of his shareholders, but for other reasons, dilutive reasons. Ryan Cohen doesn't pay himself anything, so obviously I'm cool with everything he does because he has a ton of money dumped into this stock. He works relentlessly, doesn't say a word, but the results are showing. So I have nothing to question. It's simply that easy. All these people crying dilution. He's diluting his own. He's diluting his own shares, and I think he had this plan in mind for a long time. That's why he is doing what he's doing, and he can't really be questioned unless you think he's completely psychotic and just as good as like a madman, But I think that's more Michael Saylor instead of Ryan Cohen. But
time for our 360 round. For that, I want to bring in our panel. We've got Spencer Hakimian, Chief Investment Officer.
We have declining revenues. We're expecting some declining revenues.
This is the media's coverage.
At low double-digit rates. What have they done to improve things? Not much. They bought $500 million in Bitcoin. And so from the last earnings to today, listen, it's done well. It's gone up. It hasn't gone down, but you would have done better just buying some Bitcoin. So rather than buy a dead and dying business with declining earnings and a management that isn't focused on that, they're focused on Bitcoin treasury management or whatever little invention they're following from what we used to call MicroStrategies. I'd rather just buy the underlying Bitcoin and not have the complexity of all these hands in the C-suite grabbing and extracting money. I think GameStop is a dead and dying business, and I'd rather buy the things they're really interested in, which of course is just buying Bitcoin, as if that's going to solve their problems.
Okay, Lee definitely got.
So that's the thing. You see the way the media manipulates everything, saying Bitcoin is their only way out. It's their only hope. They're grasping at straws. It's kind of like their final way of trying to survive, because as if our demise is imminent. It's ridiculous. So I think Ryan Cohen's kind of fed up. I don't know. I can't speak for him, but it's just what I'm thinking. He's kind of fed up of everyone saying that, like, we're going 100% all in Bitcoin. If we were going all in Bitcoin, don't you think he would have paid $1.5 billion? Bought 1.5 billion Bitcoin, 1 billion Bitcoin. That's why it's a $500 billion purchase. His nature is conservative. He's being responsible with our money. Like all the gamblers, man. I'm a responsible investor. I knew 21.55 was an amazing price. I knew it, and that was the price Ryan Cohen bought in. So that's why I dumped $6,000 in GameStop yesterday. But I really think Ryan Cohen got fed up of it, saying Bitcoin's like they're just going wild with Bitcoin. You can see the media's way
to go to rent the movie. Well, then you could eventually do it at home, and you.
I was reading the chat, Donko. Yeah. I just want to. You said running it back. Give me the loot. This music brings me back. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to act up. It's Friday. Mess around. What does it say? I just want to do hood rat things with my friends. Yo, Ricky B. Loco, the main place in the mall, Orange, was packed yesterday. Yeah, today was a long line around the whole thing. Benjamin, I got a Caleb Williams Prism Silver. Came back a 10 around 1,000. Traded a GameStop for 510 store credit. Here you go, right over here, bro. PSA 10, Caleb Williams Silver Prism. Yeah, it's around 1,000. I think eBay was like going for 900. Maybe now that we're getting closer to the season. But then you got to think eBay's like 13% fees. You got to ship it. You have to deal with buyers. Maybe buyers have issues. You know, maybe FedEx or something messes with it. It's just easier. Give it there. You get the cash right away. You know, and eBay also they have an authenticity process, so they hold your cash. If you sell something on eBay. They hold your cash for a while until the authenticity process is done, and then you get it at a later date. So yeah, that's what's up, man. Congratulations on that pull. Yeah, exactly. That Caleb Williams. So I have the same Jaden Daniels one getting graded as well, and the same Caitlin Clark one. So I hope that works out.
Them out. Now, GameStop's trying to do things like we talked about with the Rokus and the Salesforces and the other names to try to remain, you know, an ongoing business and company. And in many ways, it's doing okay with that, considering it has adjusted EPS that's positive now, adjusted net income that's positive now. But the revenue declining tremendously quarter after quarter goes to show that, you know, it's a story that needs to find some sort of off-ramp at some point. Maybe that's Bitcoin.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I do tend to feel nostalgic of like the GameStops, the Blockbusters, like the radio.
They keep saying Blockbuster. Like they've brought the whole Blockbuster thing back, that whole narrative over and over. It's like they're told to say Blockbuster in every single one.
But I'm also not probably the target demographic, but I don't remember the last time I even saw a GameStop store. But also living in an urban area is a bit different. But yeah, I believe earnings June 6th, according to the platform here of the first quarter report. So that's coming up on the near term. But as we look at GameStop, and I mean, for example purposes, when you trade this name, well, there is, I mean, like a huge risk, just again, because I tend to focus on the fundamental story. There's always heavy interest in this name for trading. And that's always why it grabs my attention. Like today, outsized volume once again.
Well, the nice thing that some option strategies can afford a trader who
they would love to lead people to option strategies on GameStop in the end.
Blue roundup of companies making moves in the
Here's how the coverage starts for Bloomberg. Like honestly, there's not much about GameStop. This is about
GameStop.
All that's out. We've had successful earnings, profitable earnings, net income. What was net income? $44.8 million, a $77.1 million flip, a net income.
Denitza, are you taking us back in time?
Yes, I'll
to
take
like
you
2021 right
back
now?
in time to 2021 and even further back.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Yes, same. I'll go further back, talking about Pokemon cards. So we're looking at GameStop.
Oh my gosh, all right, that is further
We're looking
back.
at GameStop. It's down as much as 25%. There are two developments. So first, the company is focusing on collectibles and specifically trading card business. We know it's been very popular for Pokemon cards. There have been lines. People have, it's made up 29% of the revenue. In the first quarter, it's been a big part of the business. But investors, needless to say, didn't take that very well. The big drag started earlier this morning when we heard the company announce plans to offer $1.75 billion worth of convertible bonds, which would make the video game retail one of the biggest issuers of equity-linked securities. We know this is a very popular trade book. More and more people have been using it, but the name that obviously comes to mind is Michael Sayers and his company Strategy. They allowed this to happen in March, and this is the second time they do it, but it hasn't been taken well. The company is down about 30% year to date, so pretty rough start.
It's like borrowing money to buy Bitcoin. coin.
Exactly.
Right? Essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
And, as long as Bitcoin keeps going up and up and up, good trade.
It's usually good. For strategies, he's been great.
But, if something happens, not so good. I'm just going to point out for GameStop, almost 12% of the float is shorted. So investors continue to, have a little bit of a skeptical view on this one.
For
Can
sure.
I say that?
You just did. Yeah.
So yeah, the same thing. They're saying borrowing money to buy Bitcoin. Benjamin, you live in Louisiana, watch Jaden Daniels play at LSU. Big fan of him. Yeah. Man, I'm so happy we got. It was because Greg Zuerlein on the Jets made a field goal to beat us the year before that put us in the number 2 spot. If not, we would have picked it like number 7 or 9, and like Jaden Daniels would have been long gone. I'm just glad the Bears picked Caleb Williams, honestly, because I wanted Daniels the whole time. His arm, personally, like in college, like he was like checking off every single box in college. His arm was like medium strength, but when he got into the NFL, something changed. He's got like good arm power now, and like he can zip the ball like on a frozen rope now. But yeah, I see that. Like I'm just so happy. Finally have a good quarterback to watch, because I've had to suffer. Like I'm over there like back in the day, watching Rex Grossman training camp. Like it's horrible. Wondering why he's throwing like sailing a 10-yard out. But no longer those are the days. I don't even follow training camp, honestly, because we finally have a quarterback. This is the first time I know what that feels like. But yeah, he's an awesome player, man, and he's an awesome guy so far. But yeah, so GameStop in the macro, we're still within this wedge on this just on an upward trend. This same thing that happened in this offering, we're going to go back up. I see us climbing back up. 35 is a heavy resistance level. You can see that. It's played out multiple times over here. Resistance. This broke through because I think it was just heavily volatile. This is the run up in May. They obviously they have to, like, when the stock happens, things happen. Maybe swaps occur, or they let it go and then get in and sign up to a new swap. These large volatile movements happen, and it breaks the resistance points, creating the higher resistance points over here. So yeah, it takes something severe to break these levels, large gap downs or gap ups. Like you can see over here, it's a gap down below the level. You can see us hover on this level right underneath it. It takes a giant bar to get up above it, and then we gap down below it. Right over here, the close is right on this level. Going all the way back to 2021. It takes a gap to get over or below it, or the daily bar, the wick, is right on this. So yeah, 35 is a heavy resistance level, which is what is it, 140 pre-split. So yeah, I mean, what is there? There's nothing more to say. But GameStop upward trend, macro. Looking at it on the macro. $9 billion, endless possibilities. This guy, you know, we can't. He can only speak so much. I was asking my brother, I'm like, are you down for buying GameStop now? You know I said I'll never try to convince anyone to buy it again. I asked my brother. He's the only one I really talked to about GameStop. I was like, are you down to buy GameStop now? We have $9 billion in cash. He's like, when they're in the S&P 500, I'll buy them. I was like, that's kind of the point. We're raising money, getting into the S&P 500. Ryan Cohen just has to produce with this money, and I'm going to be here for the whole run of it to see what he does, how he applies this cash. Maybe he just knows the downturn's coming. The tariff unpause is going to happen July 9th. I heard something Trump was talking about it. He mentioned that date. Within the last week. So I already know the market's going to tank around that time. And then around August 9th, when the China's tariff pause happens, or unpause happens. But, yeah, here, let me play this.
Stock symbol G is this $18.50 to $19 range. I think that makes a lot of sense right there. And then if things just really start to fall off, and I think, this would probably require a bit more of a broader market sell-off as well, one that lasts longer than what we got post-Liberation Day. I think you're talking about a move that take it down into the single digits. But again, I don't think, and I know people are going to take me wrong here because, oh my gosh, it'll never go down that far. Well, you didn't really expect it to go down 25% today almost, did you? Yeah. So loses 0.25% of its value, everything's on the board. And when you're diluting the stock, it's a very difficult stock to trust from a headline standpoint. I talk about don't hold stocks through earnings. This is another stock. You really can't trade it at all because you have this crazy headline risk that can impact it at any time. And I wouldn't say short it either. because you can get the headlines that artificially prop up this stock. The bigger problem with the stock is it just appears to me that GME is trying to do all of these gimmicky things to try to prop up its stock price, to keep it in the game. When in the end, it's kind of like the Blockbuster of old days. And I know people will say, well, you don't understand the stock. This is the next big market leader. It's going to be $1 trillion market cap one day. It's not, but it's more closer to being the Blockbuster of yesteryear than it is to being the next $1 trillion company. I can tell you that. But overall,
I think it's closer to being $1 trillion company than Blockbuster. I was doing math. I don't know why I said we. I was doing math before. I was like, GameStop can be here for so many decades. I think I did it with like $4 billion in cash, and the rate we were earning money, net income, and all of that. Like GameStop now with $9 billion can be here forever, 100 years guaranteed. But here's Ryan Cohen. I'm gonna go over what I missed on what I haven't covered. Here's Ryan Cohen's quick speech yesterday. I'll say why I love it.
Hello and welcome to the annual meeting of stockholders of GameStop Corp. Please note that today's
order since everyone.
Turn it over to Ryan to say a few words.
Thanks, Mark. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll keep this brief and to the point. The first quarter of 2025 was our first profitable first quarter since 2019. It's the result of cutting costs, reducing excess inventory, streamlining headcount, closing unprofitable stores, exiting underperforming geographies, and focusing on the core fundamentals of the business. We are focusing on trading cards as a natural extension of our existing business. The trading card market, whether it's sports, Pokemon, or collectibles, is aligned with our heritage. It fits our trade-in model, it appeals to our core customer base, and it's deeply embedded in physical retail. Unlike software, it's tactile. Unlike hardware, it has high margin potential. It's a logical expansion. Most important, none of this would be possible without the people doing the actual work, our store employees and warehouse teams. They're the ones listing inventory, sweating on the job, serving customers, processing trade-ins, and keeping the business running. They're not wasting time in Zoom meetings. They're not in PowerPoint decks. They're on their feet every single day working hard and serving customers. They're the backbone of GameStop. In corporate America, it's totally normal to see excessive executive pay, DEI initiatives that prioritize image over merit, managers managing to Wall Street's short-term expectations and analysts, and boards handing out free stock like candy to people who would never buy a share themselves. That's not how we operate. We're a company that treats shareholder capitals as our own, because it is. Warren Buffett once said, "Turnarounds seldom turn," and he's right. No fancy promises, no roadshows, no pandering, just a focus on efficiency and long-term alignment with our owners, the shareholders. Thank you for being one.
And he is a shareholder, right? He emphasized the trading cards. He emphasized the Pokemon cards. When Ryan Cohen speaks, it's well thought out. It's surgical. You need to listen when he speaks. So he spoke about Bitcoin. I was going to play it. Everybody's seen it by now. I don't even know if I really need to play it. He just said it's the hedge to the dollar. GameStop's doing GameStop's, GameStop strategy, not MicroStrategy. So GameStop strategy is what? We bought 500 million in Bitcoin. Awesome. That's a ton of money to a lot of companies. To GameStop, it's not that much. But it's just one small aspect. Put it all together, you got GameStop. Many different legs to fall on. If just one goes down, we can still stand up. We still have so much cash to secure ourselves. He thanked the workers, the hard workers. That comes from his father. You know that. The principles. We know that. We've been doing this for a long time. He's there to work hard. He's there to be humble. He's there for results. Results only. When I was in the store yesterday getting my Jaden Daniels card graded, they were on the conference call and they were planning the release. I guess the district manager, regional manager, whoever it was, they were having a conference call of how the release is going to go. He's saying, this is not, you guys are not at home. This is, you guys are getting paid by GameStop. You need to represent GameStop well. There's not going to be stickers all over the counter. There's not going to be a mess. The counters should be cleaned. And while I was listening to that, the employee was like cleaning the counter, listening to it, helping me out, my transaction. He didn't really care because the guy knows me. So I was like, no, go ahead, do your call. whatever. Like, don't mind me. Just you can go through the process of doing the PSA card. I'll sign it. You know, I'm good, but it's the coordination, making sure everyone is on point, presenting yourself well to the world, making sure you're coordinated. Today there were 3 employees. The employee was going around asking everyone in the line what you wanted, what are you hoping to get. There were people there for Pokemon. There were people there for Magic the Gathering release. And one of the employees was talking about Magic the Gathering to some of the customers buying it. It's just I think it's cool. There's constant lines at GameStop. We have product that people want. We raise the prices. People are still coming back. That's a great sign. That's a great sign for a business. If you're, Larry Chang tweeted that out. If you're able to, you have a good product, a good business when you can raise the price and the customer is still coming back. So there's one per customer as well. So more people are able to get it. It's really becoming a collector's shop. The only people that really hate it are the local card shops themselves, because we're the national chain. Yeah, so it's just that this is the turnaround. We're in the midst of the turnaround. Let's see.
Up. How are ya?
Doing well, man. I'm enjoying these Bitcoin prices. How about you?
It's all good.
Well, let's get started. We're talking innovative corporate pioneering, from a dying business.
Cut costs very aggressively and bring in fiscal discipline. And we did. And retail is a tough business, but it was a big focus on getting costs under control. You've got a lot of macro headwinds going against the company. A lot of money. The company was under a lot of pressure, moving from physical games to digital downloads. So you had to cut costs. Very aggressively and bring in fiscal discipline.
I don't know. I guess it's just repeating, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the same old story. Not wasting time on Zoom meetings. I love that too. Pushing. Wish your manager had this mindset. Because sometimes I'm like, damn, we're just always in meetings. How the hell am I supposed to get this work done? I get in, I got a 9:30 meeting and 9:30 to 10, and then I got 1 hour to do some work, and then I'm thinking about the 11 o'clock meeting. Then it's 12 o'clock, ends at 12, and then I got lunch, and then it's like, all right, now what? All this work is, and then people are constantly messaging you back, messaging you nonstop throughout the day. When the hell am I supposed to sit down and think, to get any actual work done? But yeah, the thing is, he mirrors the principles of his father, and his father's all about hard work, first one in, last one out. Always helping the warehouse workers, helping every single person, and being a humble person. So that's what Ryan Cohen is. We know it. The media's articles are out here. They're loving this plummets 20%. They're loving these headlines. Where were they with the Q1 headlines? When we're profitable. Let me take a look. I don't want to forget. Take a look at the financial statement, at the income statement over here. Just a few things. A 17% decrease in revenue. From Q1 of last year to Q1 of this year. We went from 881 to 732, 732 million. So that's a 17% decrease. But our margin, which is the gross profit, you take the gross profit divided by the revenue and you get your gross margin. Okay, so then the gross margin increased by almost 7%, 6.8%. So yeah, we had with the 17% decrease in revenue, which everyone loves to say, top headline, you got a 6.8% increase in margins. We went from 27.7 to 34.5%. That's an incredible increase in margin. Now, what's playing into that? Reducing Ryan Cohen said it. What did he say? I have it over here. He said reducing excess inventory, streamlining the headcounts of the stores, which is awesome. You got a 12 to 8 shift. Around here, just one shift. You got 2 people. Today they had 3 people. I think I caught part of Marin's stream today. I have to go back and watch it. All 3 of them were working hard. 2 at checkout and 1 assisting the other 2 and checking with people in line. trying to check inventory, trying to see what people wanted so that people didn't waste their time waiting in line. I'm just constantly working, representing GameStop, the company, very well, very well. And like I said, they have local like kids artwork all around of Pokemon all around the store. So it just brings a personal touch of the community into the and the real purpose of the hobby into the GameStop. So I like that. You don't get that anywhere. You don't get that anywhere else. And by the way, something else that's cool that I like. They have Mario Kart tournaments at my GameStop. They have Super Smash Bros. Tournaments at my GameStop. They have other tournaments as well. And so they have gaming tournaments. They have Pokemon trading card days. They have Magic trading card days, TCG days. Just accessing all parts of that hobby. Ryan Cohen said it. He said it works well. It fits GameStop's heritage. It appeals to the core customers of GameStop. So that's another thing with business, with marketing. I was watching some like Harvard business marketing classes and stuff, and when you're marketing to people, you have a product to sell. You want to see what else. Like, let me get the whole. When I get my customer, let me take care of their needs completely. So yeah, we got the gaming aspect of it, which retro gaming, another trade-in thing that we don't have to have supply chain issues. We don't have to worry about supply chain issues. Retro gaming, high margin product. I even forgot what I was talking about, but whatever. What's the difference, right? GameStop's here to stay. High margin products. I was talking about appealing to core customers. Yeah. Yeah, high margin potential, logical expansion. It's a logical thing. Oh, now I know what I was talking about. You want to take care of that customer's needs. So, like, if I have, if I'm selling products, makeup products to a woman, and I'm just I got the world's greatest lipstick. That's great. That's grand. But hello, yeah. What's up? Hold on, I'm gonna be there in like 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so if I have the world's greatest lipstick, I'm selling it to women. That's great. That's grand. I have a great product, right? But what about all the other things that women use? Facial, like moisturizer, a makeup remover. There's so many different aspects of the business, of the industry, that I'm just losing if I'm not taking care of them. You want to make it a one-stop type of shop. You already have those customers coming in. You have multiple touch points with the customers in the PSA submission process. So it's just if I have people that are coming in gaming and they're also doing TCG, okay, cool. While they're in the GameStop submitting PSA stuff, I have all this other stuff that appeals to them. And Ryan Cohen is just tapping into everything. He's done that tells me he's done all the market research, which I already knew he was going to do. That's why I'm not concerned what he does with the $9 billion. I'm not in a rush to have him do anything. Everyone wanted him to buy. All the Bitcoin lovers act like Bitcoin's going to save GameStop. They wanted him to buy billions and billions of GameStop, but that's not the way he works. He's not gamblers like him. People trying to play options, I don't mess with that mindset. And there's a reason why. Because I don't want to put my guard down ever. Like, I know how options can destroy things, gambling can destroy things, destroy people, people's accounts, mentalities. You don't want to be weak in this long-term journey. You just got to stay strong, have your blinders on, keep marching forward, and do what we have to do, as investors to secure our bag for our families. So I'm not even letting down my armor at all. I'm not playing options at all. I'm not doing any of that. That's weakness. I know people make money off of it, but the majority don't. So that's why I don't play options. I'm definitely headstrong. I won't even let 1% of options creep into my mind because I just won't allow it. I won't allow it. I will not. Our job is not done, like Kobe said, right? They're like, you won game 3. Are you happy about that? He's like, why? Job's not done. We're not finished, okay? Job's not done. I don't have excess money to be playing with, to be messing around, to go risk. And I love when people are like, oh, just invest the money that you're willing to lose. I'm not willing to lose money. Are you nuts? I'm not sitting here being lower class forever. You know what I mean? I don't have money that I'm okay with losing, ever. Get your mind right, okay? Get in the game and get ready to invest. Actually value your money if you're talking like that, okay? That's why I don't play options. That type of mindset is damaging. It's risky. It's devilish, honestly. I guess you could say that, right? But yeah, that's why I don't play options. That's why I don't talk. That's why I buy shares consistently, dollar cost average, Warren Buffett style. As I've shown before, Warren Buffett said you only need 1, 2, 3 good companies to be rich. If you found that company, just buy it. Diversification, diversifying your portfolios for the ignorant. So if you're ignorant, if you don't know that company, yeah, diversify by the SPY. But I know GameStop through and through, absolute, fully. Dropping by, yo, Jesse, thank you. Stay happy. Project Rocket, warm up the $9 billion cash. Yeah. You will never be low class. You know what I mean, right? In the grand scheme of things, like I'm not trying to be a degenerate. I don't want to. I just know my goal, where my goal is with GameStop, where I'm headed. I see the finish line, and I will stop at nothing. I will never let any weakness in. You know what I mean? Any type of weakness in my mind. Maybe my mind just thinks different, but I will not allow it. No risk to my portfolio or my investment. And if I truly believe in GameStop and I'm going to be here for a long time, I might as well just buy shares. I was watching Tony De Niro's Punk. I don't want to curse, man, because I think my kid is going to be on the outside listening. But Tony De Niro's self talking, he was like, those long-term investors, don't listen to them. You know, he's like, they're just talking about buying shares for the long term, dollar cost averaging, but I'm going to be a swing trader and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Okay, that's why you're a drunk, yo. Maybe you stop drinking. I don't know. I don't follow you. The old school Tony De Niro videos are funny when you're wasted with Scarlett on the screen and she has no clue about AMC and you're over there talking to her about AMC. She's like, I just buy AMC. I don't know why. I don't even know who Adam Aaron is. Tony's like, oh, creepy over. Never mind, whatever, yo. But he was talking about, like, they clown on like dollar cost averaging. They clown on investors buying a share of a company, Warren Buffett style. Like, that's crazy. This is really what I'm going to end with. I played it a few streams ago, maybe 4 streams ago, but this is me as a GameStop investor.
It's a kind of Warren Buffett's greatest hits. I've noticed in your annual report, you say that if you're in a poker game for 30 minutes and you don't know who the patsy is, you're the patsy.
You've got it.
How do you apply that to the market or to investing?
In the market, if you think the market knows more about what your business is, in other words, if your stock goes down 10% and that upsets you, it obviously means that you think the market knows more about the company than you do. And in that case, you're the patsy. If it goes down 10% and you want to buy more because you know the business is worth just as much as when you bought it before, or perhaps a little bit more with the passage of time, so you buy more, they're the patsy.
Where do you get these aphorisms that you've gotten so well known for?
Well, I know, they're about the limit of my intellectual capacity, so I have to work with one sentence.
That is a typical Buffett put down.
Exactly, and that's what it was. That's why I bought 6,000 plus worth of GameStop yesterday, because the stock dropped 20%, and I know the stock. I know where we are. I'm not worried about it. I'm not the fool in the room. Neither are you. But until the next time, man, what am I going to play on the way out here? Play some Tony Braxton or something? Let's see. No, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not the fool in the room. I know exactly. That's why I dropped a ton. I broke away from my principle of one a day type of slowly accumulating just because of this demand zone and Ryan Cohen's buy. The CEO bought there, so I'm buying there. That's really my driving thing. Roaring Kitty helped me with this demand zone. I found this demand zone, and we tapped down. And also the pattern of the convertible bond, what happened previously. So.
Why you wanna play on me? Why you wanna play the games on me? Why you wanna play? Why you wanna play the games on me? La la, why you wanna play the games on me? La la.
Oh, snap. It's 453. Anyways, take a look at this, man. GameStop approaching 7,000 PSA cards. And another thing, the PSA, what was it? The power-up boxes? Those, the graded cards, those reveals, I think that was just a test run. We're going to do more of those. We're going to provide more of those, especially if we have excess cards over here. Or what is excess, right? We just, a lot of these cards we can just hold and they'll appreciate in value. And omni-channel marketing, all of that, constantly updating our inventory and the prices. GameStop's on top of everything, analytically, strategically, and cash-wise. So until the next time, guys, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'm out. $9 billion in cash, people.